and win the dough on Card Shark. And here's the host of Card Shark, Jim Perry.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome to Card Sharks, a game of decisions. I hope you've been enjoying Card Sharks as much as we've enjoyed bringing it to you. Card Sharks, a game of decisions where you can win a fortune on the turn of a single card. Here's a man who's going to try to do that right now. The man is our champion. He's going to play the money cards. This is Al. Hello, Al. Good to see you again. Should give the whole name there, Al Slayton. I'm sorry about that. Al, you've got $600. Right?
Yes, indeed.
And as we left off the last time, you won a best 2 out of 3 match, and now we're going to be going to the money card. Before we do that, I wanted to ask you, we talked about what you do for a living, and we talked about some of your hobbies, but I never asked you, you're a stockbroker, a West Coast stockbroker. What kind of problems does that pose?
Well, we have to get up a little bit earlier, Jim.
How early?
Well, about 5:30 in the morning to get down there at 7, you know.
Because you got to be in line with the East Coast Stock Exchange.
That's right. The stock exchange opens at 10, and we open at 7 o'clock, so it makes for a very long day.
No edge there, right? Well, Al, we're going to try to make some money right now. You know how we do it. Okay, let's open up the board and get to the money cards. Good luck with it, Al. Let's get set. And Al, you know you won the match, best 2 out of 3 at $100 for each game, so you have $200 there. That's yours to keep. We're not going to take that away. What we're going to do now is we have a brand new deck of cards, and they've been shuffled and cut. We're going to give you new money to bet with. You're going to play with this money, $200. We start you at the bottom, and you bet that as you wish with these 3 cards. When you go up to the second level, we add another $200 of betting money. Bet that as you wish. Minimum bets are $50 until you get to that top card, the big bet. There you must bet at least half the dollars. And Al, let's really make it work this time. We've had bad fortune the last time. Let's do it.
Last card at the top, but we're going to do better this time.
Okay, that's confidence. Here's $200. Go to it, Al. We'll start you, as always, with 2 base cards. And your first base card is a 6. Do you want to play that 6 or do you want to change it?
Jim, I'm going to change the 6.
And you have to play this next one. I hope it's a good one. It is a king. Yes, it is a good one. All right. You've got $200, Al. You've got a king. Call it lower, and how much do you want to bet?
$200 that the card is lower.
Remember, as in the game, it must be lower than a king. Another king, you lose. $200, lower than a king. It's a 7. It is lower.
There you are.
$400, Al, and a 7. What's your bet here?
Bet $100 that it's higher.
Higher than a 7 for $100. Oh, it's not higher. It's a 2. But it's a good card. You lose $100. You've got $300 and a great card. The 2. What's your bet here?
We'll bet all the money that it's higher.
Higher than a 2 for $300. It's a 5. You've done it. $600. Now you're back on a winning track. You've got a 5. We're going to move up here and add $200. You now have $800. Al, what's your bet on this card?
Well, that 5 cost us a lot of money, but I think we're going to beat it this time. We'll bet all but $200. We'll bet $600 that it's higher.
Higher than a 5 for $600. It's an ace.
Oh,
yeah.
Here we go. Yeah.
Great card to get while you've got $1,400 and an ace.
Jim, $1,200 that it is lower.
Keep back $200 on that.
Well, we have the ace. I'm sorry, yes. Let's bet it all.
Now, I don't want to talk you into anything because, of course, if it's another ace, you would lose it all, but it's a great card.
That's a good card. Bet all of it. I'm sorry.
No other aces showing. There are 3 other ones in the deck. You're going for all of it.
All of it.
$1,400 lower than an ace. It's a 9. Yeah. Now I'm kind of glad I talked you into something out. You have $2,800 and a 9. What's your bet here?
Not one of my favorite cards. $500 lower.
Lower than a 9 for $500. It's a 3. Much lower. Good card. You've got $3,300. We move it up for the big bet. You have to bet at least half of it. $3,300. Let me check exactly what that half is. You must bet at least $1,650. You can bet more. What's your big bet?
Bet it all, Jim. Higher.
All of it.
All of it.
$3,300 on the turn of 1 card.
Come on.
Higher than a 3. It's a $6,600. Yeah! That'll way to go. Come on down here, Al. That time they Al's winnings are up to $7,200, and he'll meet a new challenger in a moment. Right after this. Way to go, Al. Good play. Good play.
Are you up for the challenge?
This is what you're playing for right now.
Can you handle the contestants?
And don't try this at home.
Or will you collapse under pressure?
We're this close, but we have this much time.
Monster House plus Monster Garage
Make sure you get this on tape because this really looks stupid.
equals 1 Monster Buzz. Sunday starting at 8.
Everything's cooler going.
Only on Buzzer. Let's play.
I think one of the craziest moments was we had an elephant behind curtain number 3. And when we said open up door number 3, the curtain opened up, and Carol Merrill was holding this little baby elephant with a tether, and the elephant freaked, got loose from Carol, went backstage and down the ramp and onto Prospect Avenue and was last seen in downtown Los Angeles.
That's great. Just indicative of what a weird, fun job it can be is in the first season we were in Vegas. We shot there, and backstage we actually used a lot of animals for our zonks. We had a capuchin monkey that was supposed to, when the zonk happened, open the curtain, run down, give me an envelope, I give the monkey a high five, the monkey runs backstage, the curtain closes. Really sweet little moment. We went to rehearse this. The monkey runs up, grabs the envelope, runs to me, jumps up. I say, hey, monkey. And the monkey looks at me, and no one can tell me that the monkey didn't mean to do this. Instead of giving me the high five like I was supposed to, I said, high five. The monkey looked at me, went, pop, popped me in my eye, jumped off my hand, and ran backstage.
Critic.
A critic.
Al Slayton, our champion. I don't know how many of you were with us the last time, but you went to the big money. You had a king, you bet it, and you lost. So that was a very courageous bet to go with all of that with the 3.
Well, we came to play, and the cards came right, so that was the time to do it.
You're up to $7,200. All right, let's get into a new match now. And ladies, if we will, let's open up the board. And here comes, let's look at the cards. Janice and Ann, if you will, deal out the cards. Top cards will be played by the champion. The lower cards, the blue cards, will be played by the challenger. As we start a new match, we will meet our next player here on Card Sharks. Elaine Overby. Hello, Elaine. Welcome. Nice to have you here. Tell us something about yourself.
Well, I just graduated from the University of Wisconsin in May, and my sister and I just moved out to California. We both write music, and we love it out here.
Congratulations. What are you going to do now? If you're writing music, you're going to try to do that for a living?
Well, right now I have to work temporary jobs, but hopefully someday my music will be all my money.
Good. Another Carly Simon or something, right?
Oh, I sure hope so. That would be wonderful.
Good. Much good fortune with Elaine. Good luck in the match here.
Thank you.
Each player plays with their own deck of 52 playing cards. They're shuffled and cut before we go on the air. Al, the champion, will play the red cards on the top. The lower cards, the blue cards, will be played by Elaine. The object of the game, to work your way across the board, predicting whether each of these cards is higher or lower than the one that precedes it. Before you can begin calling high-low on the cards, you must answer a high-low toss-up question. All of our toss-up questions based on a poll of 100 people, and they test your ability to judge human nature. And Al, we're going to have the first question to you. It is a poll of 100 married men. We asked 100 married men in a confidential poll, have you ever called your wife by another woman's name during a romantic moment? How many said they had?
That's a tricky question, Jim. Even if they had, they would admit to it. I'd say 4.
Remember I said it's a confidential poll.
4, Jim.
4. Sticking right with it. Elaine, do you think it's higher or lower than 4?
I really don't think there'd be that many that would admit to it, but 4 is pretty low, so higher.
You say higher.
Right.
Elaine, if it is higher, you'll go to the board first. If it is not higher, Al gets the first crack at the cards. The actual number of married men who said they have called their wife by another name is 12. It is higher. Elaine, you've got control of the board. We'll look at your base card, Elaine. You have the right to change it. You answered the question. You have a 2.
Oh, terrific. Okay, I want to keep it, and the next card will be higher.
Higher than a 2. Remember, if there's another 2 you lose, it must be higher than a 2. It is a 9.
Oh, good.
Now, Elaine, at this point, you can freeze if you'd like and protect your position, or you can continue calling high-low all the way across the board. But remember, if you make a missed call, you lose all the cards back to your base card. Al gets a free chance at his cards.
Okay, well, I like 2 as a base card, so I'm going to keep going. So I think the
Remember,
next...
all right, now you're playing off the 9 now,
right,
not the 2.
I know that, yes. Okay, the next card, I hope, is lower.
She's going to try and lower than a 9. It is a 7.
Good.
2 cards to protect now. What are you going to do?
I'm freezing.
You'll freeze it right there. We'll move the freeze bar over, and that becomes a new base card. We can't take those 3 cards away from you. You need just 2 to win. You've kept Al away from it. The player who gets to the end of the board first, of course, wins the game in $100. We play the best 2 out of 3. Winner of the match gets a chance at those money cards where you can win over $28,000. Elaine, the next question to you. We asked 100 Southern California policemen, have you ever helped deliver a baby? How many policemen said yes?
Gosh. I don't know how often they do that, but I'd say about 15.
About 15.
Right.
You always hear about that on television. How often does it happen in real life? Al, higher or lower?
Well, I'm going to say that it does happen from time to time, but I'm going to say lower.
You say lower than 15. Boy, if it were me, I couldn't do it. The actual number of policemen who said they have helped deliver a baby is 42, not lower. Elaine, you've got it. My goodness. That is a surprise. They're out there to help us, and they've helped a lot. Elaine, you want to play this 7 or change it?
Oh, I want to change it.
Here's the next card off the top of your deck. It is an ace. Great change for the challengers.
Wow. Okay, I think the next card will be lower.
Lower than an ace. It's a queen.
Okay.
Elaine, you need 1 more card for the first game of the match, or you can freeze it.
Oh, golly, I think the next... I'm going to go on, because the ace is good if I have to go back. So the next card will be lower.
Lower than a queen. If this is lower than a queen, you have the first game in the match. It's another queen. It is not lower. Big break for Al as we take a look at his base card, and it is a 4. Al, you must play that. You cannot change it. Call the next card.
Next card is higher, Jim.
Higher than a 4. It is a queen.
Good card. The next card is lower, Jim.
Lower than a queen as he continues on. It is an 8. Now.
We're going to freeze, Jim.
Freeze it right there at a dead tie. Janice, if you will, fill in the spaces off the top of Elaine's deck. We'll get to the third question. It goes to you, Al. We stopped 100 people on Park Avenue in New York City and asked, do you think New Yorkers in general are rude? How many said yes?
Again, having traveled to New York many times, let's see, but I don't think New Yorkers think they're rude, so I'm going to say...
We just stopped 100 people. That's all we said.
I'd say about 35.
35.
Low number.
He says that 35 said they think New Yorkers are rude. Higher or lower?
Who were the people?
Just stopped 100 people at random on Park Avenue in New York City.
I think lower.
Lower. Oh, the audience doesn't agree.
Oh, no.
The actual number of people in New York City who said New Yorkers are rude is 30. It is lower. You were right, Elaine.
Oh, good. Okay.
The audience didn't agree, but you were right. Elaine, you've got an ace. You want to keep it?
Oh, yes, I want to keep the ace.
Call this card.
The next card is lower.
Lower than an ace. It's a jack. Same position you were in before, Elaine. What's it going to be?
Oh, I'm going to go for it. It's lower.
Lower than a jack for the first game of the match. It's a... She did it. 1 game, number 1.
Oh, money.
And these look good to you. They played 1-0 favor Elaine. She's got $100. And Al, you need 2 in a row if you're going to get back up to those money cards. Can he do it? We'll find out right after we take time out for this commercial message.
It used to be more of a genteel show.
Well,
people would show up dressed up in their suits.
That's right. Don't forget that when we started the show, people showed up in suits and dresses. And then they realized that since I picked people at random, one person said, oh, I'll get his attention by carrying a sign. And the sign said, roses are red, violets are blue, I came here to deal with you. So I stopped, I read the sign, I picked the person. Well, the next week, everybody had a sign. Then it came the funny costumes. And I'll never forget, it became wild. And the network called us in one day and said, what are you going to do? There's 300 people outside dressed like Halloween. What are you going to do about that? And I remember my partner said, nothing.
Yeah, bring them.
This is pictorial. This is television. This is colorful. And so that's how it developed.
For the first time in years, the legend returns.
TV's big dealer, Monty Hall.
Welcome to the all-new Let's Make It Deal.
Monty and the Madness shine in prime time.
What's behind curtain number 3?
Are you ready for the full Monty?
Yes, yes, yes.
It's the original Let's Make a Deal. Weeknights at 8, only on Buzzer. Let's play.
And Elaine Overby with one game and $100. What did you say during the break there, Elaine? You said,
I wasn't sure I really won.
you said,
I'm kind of nervous.
Did I really win that? Yes, you really did. And you lead 1-0. And Al needs this game. Deal out the cards, if you will, Janice. Same decks of cards. Here come the next cards off the top of those decks. Elaine, the question goes to you as we start this next game. We asked 100 men in Hollywood. Now, be honest. Is your wife a terrible cook? How many said yes?
Oh, I'm a terrible cook. 75.
Give me an answer, Elaine.
I think that it would be 60.
60. She says 60 say their wife is a terrible cook. Higher or lower, Al?
Most men appreciate their wives cooking. Much lower.
You say lower.
Much lower.
The actual number of men who said their wife is a terrible cook is 17. It is lower, Al. Yeah, you got it. Al, we'll take a look at your base card for this game, which is a 7. You want to play that or change it?
We're going to change that one, Jim.
Got to play this one. It is an 8.
Much better.
Couldn't improve it. Call that 8.
Higher.
Higher than an 8. It is another 8. It is not higher. And Elaine will look at your base card, which you cannot change. It is a 7. Call this card.
Okay. I think it's higher.
Higher than a 7. It's a jack. It is higher. Do you want to freeze? Do you want to continue?
I'm going to go on. Lower.
Lower than a jack. It's a 9.
Oh, great. I'm going to freeze.
Freeze it right there. All right, Al will fill in the space for you. And Elaine has the lead. And the question goes to you, Al. We asked 100 UCLA college girls, are you now on the birth control pill? How many said they were on the pill?
Well, that's my alma mater. And I think a lot of girls are using the pill today. 65.
65. Elaine, higher or lower than 65?
Higher.
You say it's higher.
I think it is.
The actual number of college girls who said they were on the pill is 5. Not higher. Al, yes. So, Al, you want to play that 8 or change it now?
Definitely change the 8.
Here's the next card. It is a 4.
Better card.
Call this one.
Higher, Jim.
Higher than a
please.
4. It's a king.
Oh, good. Definitely. Lower, Jim.
Lower than a king. A 10. 2 cards to protect. What's it going to be?
I'm going to freeze.
You'll freeze it right there. We have a dead tie. Both players needing only 2 cards to win, and the question goes to you, Elaine. We asked 100 people in the audience of the Johnny Carson show, do you think most politicians are basically honest? How many said yes? 2.
I think it's pretty low nowadays, so I'd say maybe 15.
15. Higher or lower, Al?
I definitely think the answer is higher.
You say
Most
higher.
people think their politicians are...
The actual number of people who said politicians are honest is 17. It is higher by 2. Al, you've got it. Ooh, she was very close. Want to keep that 10, Al?
I'm going to change it.
See if we can improve on that 10. It is an 8. No. Someone in the audience said, oh, no. Call this one, Al.
Higher.
Higher than an 8. It is a 3. It is not higher. Break for Elaine. Play off the 9 and call this card, Elaine.
Lower.
Lower than a 9. It is a 5, and it is lower. Elaine, you need 1 card. You're the new champion, but you could lose both of them. What are you going to do?
I'm going to try it.
You're going to try it.
Higher.
Higher than a 5. If it's higher, we have a new champion. It is not higher. You lose both of them. And we'll fill in the spaces as we go to the 4th and final question. It's sudden death. Someone has to win on this play of the cards. And Al, we asked 100 women in a California studio audience, do you and your husband sleep in separate beds? How many said they did sleep in separate beds?
That's not very common these days. I say very few said they sleep in separate beds. 8.
8. Elaine, higher or lower than 8 sleep in separate beds?
I think it's lower.
You say it's lower than that. The actual number of women who said they and their husbands sleep in separate beds is 12. It's not lower. Al, again, you've got control of the board. Al, in a sudden death, you have the right to change this 8 if you'd like. You'd have to call both of these cards correct to win. Make a mistake, Elaine wins the game. However, you can force Elaine to play off the 9, and she would have to call these 2 cards correct or the game is yours. You've got control, and the decision is yours, Al. You want to try it yourself, or you don't want to force Elaine to do it?
That's a tough question, but I'm going to change it and go for it on my own.
You're going to go for your own. Okay. You've got to get them both to win. Here's the next card. It is a 6. One mistake, we have a new champion. If you're right with these 2 cards, we have a tie. Call it.
Higher.
Higher than a 6. No, you could not do it. We have a new champion. Elaine, congratulations. Congratulations, Elaine. Al, you're leaving us with $7,200. A fine stay. Thank you, sir. Elaine, come on down here with me. Now do you believe you did it?
Yes, fantastic.
We'll be right back, right after this. Good job.
The question is, where can you find TV's most unpredictable moments?
Something that has to warm up before you use it, sir. How about your wife?
Where everyone can play along.
Where you don't have any winners, you don't have any players.
Pardon?
And fun is behind every door. The answer is Buzzer. And here's what you've won.
Our survey said
40,000 episodes.
You're the 8th dwarf, and you're going to be called Blanky.
Whitey.
Epic game shows.
Are you sure I saw you?
Iconic hosts.
Welcome to Let's Make a Deal.
And crazed contestants.
What in the world are you?
Whether you're a fan of hip vintage video.
Could you work your magic on me, whatever it is that you... Could we do it here on the stage?
Or new to retro cool groovy game shows.
May I ask you a question? You don't use narcotics, do you?
There's only one place to play.
Yes!
Well, this is an historic day.
Are you ready to win?
You bet your ass.
Buzzer, the biggest name in fun and game.
It's the first time on those introductions I've ever gotten aroused.
Let's play. Are you ready? Rayburn, Dawson, The Long Mike.
That is absolutely correct.
The Longer Kiss.
I've gotten aroused.
2 originals, 2 hours. Match Game and Family Feud together again. Today at 10. Only on Buzzer. Let's play.
Elaine, are you ready?
Yes.
You're not nervous now?
Oh, yes, I am.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we're going to get up there and play it for the big dollars, and I hope you're going to do well.
I hope so.
Let's open the board and get to the money cards. Let's wish her well. Nice to have that encouragement from the nice people here in the audience. Come on up here, Elaine. You know how we do it? $200 you won in the game is yours to keep. New money to play with now, and ladies, if you will, deal them out. We'll start you on the bottom line with $200. Bet that as you wish with these 3 cards. When you get up to the next line, we add another $200 of betting money. And again, the decision is yours as to how you bet it. $50 minimum bets until you get to that top. That big bet, and there you must bet at least half the dollars.
Okay.
Come on, Elaine.
Okay.
Lots of money. Here's $200 to start with. And a good base card, I hope. Always a choice of 2. We have a 5. You want to play that 5? You don't want to change it?
I don't, I'll keep it.
You'll keep it. It's not a bad card. You've got a 5. You have $200. What's your bet on this card?
I'll bet 100 that it's higher.
$100.
Yes.
Higher than a 5. Oh, it's not higher. It's a 2.
Okay.
You lost $100, but you've got a great card.
Right.
You can build it back up. Plenty of time.
So
You got a 2 and $100.
how much money do I have?
You have $100.
Okay, I'd like to bet all of it. That'll be higher.
Yeah, I think it's a good bet. I hope it works out for you. For $100, higher than a 2. It's an 8.
Oh, good.
All right, now you've got up to $200. You've got an 8. What is your bet here?
I don't like 8s. $50 that it's higher.
A $50 bet to try to get a better card. Higher than an 8 for $50. It is a 7. Not higher, but you've got $150. You made a good safe bet. We're moving up here with the 7, adding $200, $350 with a 7. What do you bet here?
I think I'll just go with $50 that it's higher.
Higher than a 7 for $50. It's an ace. Yeah, that's a good card.
Good.
All right. Big ace, $400. What's your bet?
Okay, I'll bet $350 that it's lower.
You're going to hold back a little. $350 on an ace. All right, lower than an ace for $350. It's an 8.
Oh, good.
$750 now, Elaine. You've got an 8. What's your bet here?
Okay, I'll bet 150. No, just 50 that it's lower.
Lower than an 8 for $50. It's a jack. Still, only a $50 loss as we go up to the big bet here. With a jack, you must bet at least 350. You have 700.
Okay.
What's your big bet?
I'll bet the 350 that it's lower.
$350 lower than a jack. Let's get it. It's a unit. All right. $1,050, Elaine. You were betting conservatively, but it paid off for you. $1,250 you've got now. Those are your total winnings. We'll be right back right after this commercial message. Good.
Every great moment.
Are you laughing or crying?
I don't know.
Every stylish look.
We have never met before, have we? Or we wouldn't have worn the same suit.
Every winning choice.
Door number 1, door number 2, or door number 3.
Every single day.
My mother's never going to talk to either one of us.
Good.
Goody.
Primetime Buzz. Weeknight starting at 8. Only on Buzzer.
Don't get too close to that ox.
Let's play.
Elaine, you were a conservative bettor there on the ace.
I'm broke.
You're broke. You're not broke now. You got $1,250. We'll meet a new challenger next time on Card Sharks. Bye-bye.
Some of our contestants will receive Bissell's 2-in-1 formula. Carpet shampoo and soil guard keeps carpets cleaner, brighter, longer. And an electrofoam shampooer. Save time and work with Bissell. And for international entertaining or everyday meals, West Bend's Electric Oriental Wok. It's ideal for stir-frying, simmering, and stewing. And True Test Easy Care Latex Flat Enamel combines the flat finish of latex with the scrubbability of enamel exclusively from True Value Hardware stores. And Smooth and Silky by Remington. The electric razor for women that we believe shaves as well as a blade. The Remington Smooth and Silky. This is Gene Wood speaking for Card Shark. A Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production.